Hello YouTube. It's been a while since I've posted a video of my own, and there's been some reasons for that. We had all that snow, and that just caused commotion and everything. The kids were home from school for 7 days, which was nice on the one hand, but um, I'm a self-YouTuber. My family does not know that I post. And the main reason for that is that I just feel kind of self-conscious about it for some reason. I don't really know why, because they all know how I feel about everything. In fact, they probably know better than you how I feel about things, because I'm not shy about voicing my opinion. Um, I don't like to make a recording when they're around. And the snow also caused just a number of things that once they went back to school I had to catch up with, and between that and watching all the wonderful posts that everyone is doing, I just have not taken the time to record myself. Add to it that while I do have my lovely new camera, I need a tripod, because trying to place it on a book or something to record is a little precarious. So I ordered one from eBay. It came without the part that actually attaches the camera to it. So I'm returning that and getting one from Sony instead. So hopefully that will help me in the future to make some of the videos I'd like to make, some cooking segments and things like that, that I really just cannot do without a tripod. Anyway, that said, I'd like to get back to the subject of family. Maynardsat did and I'll link his channel on the side, did a blog TV the other night, and unfortunately I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but the gist of it was whether or not your family is on board with you as far as the state of things and where things are going. And while I agreed with him in general, I disagreed in some specifics, or at least I think I did. Like I said, I only saw about the first half hour of the show, so I obviously missed a lot, and I don't know where the conversation went. Excuse me, I've also had a horrible cold the last 2 weeks that seems to be lingering, and that's another reason I haven't posted. So you didn't have to hear me hack and snivel and blow and all that obnoxious stuff. Anyway, my family, while they are generally on board with me, are not specifically on board with me. My husband, for instance, um, agrees with storing of extra food and what have you, but maybe not to the degree that I do. I mean, I know what my family eats, and I know how long approximately our food will last us. And while it would last us a while, I'm not sure it will last us as long as I would be comfortable with. Um, and then just generally in terms of the economy, he's much more optimistic than I am about long term. And some people might say, well, that's difficult to have your spouse disagree with you on something that I see as extremely important and a very dangerous situation for everybody. Um, but on the other hand, I'm kind of glad he doesn't agree with me, and I'll explain why. He is a small business owner. He employs 6 people. So besides our family, there are 6 other families that depend on his business, on him having the doors open and working as hard as he can to provide for his family, us, and 6 other families. And that's a tremendous, oh, my cuckoo cookie thing, I'm sorry folks, I always forget to turn that off. Of course that distracted me. Anyway, they depend on him and the income that he brings in for all 7 families. If he believed that the economy was going to tank in a horrible way tomorrow, he might not go through what he needs to go through to keep everything going. So a little bit of denial on his part is maybe a good thing in this situation. Um, the fact of the matter is that none of us know where things are going exactly. I do believe things will tank, but can I say when? No. I frankly thought it would have happened by now, and it hasn't. So, this may be a very long, torturous, drawn-out event, and certainly for anyone to throw the towel in prematurely would be a foolish thing to do. So if his denial keeps him going and keeps him pumped up a little bit, I see that as a good thing, especially since he does agree in general principle with me. And while he does think I'm a little over the top with some things, like chemtrails, for instance, he doesn't completely shut me down when I start getting off on some of my crazier tangents. And that's good. He brings me down to earth a little bit, because sometimes I will admit I can be gullible, or I can take something in charge with it because it hits me on an emotional level and gets me maybe more worked up than I should be. Do I wish like hell he'd close out his 401k like I did? Yeah. Do I think it's going to disappear? Yeah. But, who's to say that my strategies are any better? Really, we're all just throwing darts at this point. Now, as far as my kids are concerned, they're sort of on board too. I mean, they know how I feel, and they know basically what's going on, as well as teenage boys can know. But that said, I've sort of had to bring myself down there a little bit also. My father-in-law was asking my younger son, how do you feel about the way things are going? And his answer was terrified. So I really had to rein myself in, because that was not how I was trying to make my children feel. I was trying to make them feel empowered. I guess my mistake was, here are two big, over 6 foot boys, 15 and 17, and while they may look well on their way to men, they are not. And so I've had to temper the way I say things, and have tried as much as possible to help them see that information is a tool and empowers them to see a better way in the future. It's tough. I mean, shoot, if my own husband can't even really wrap his brain around it, I certainly can't expect a teenager to. That said, I do feel it's incredibly important that we prepare our children at any age as well as we can, whether it be teaching them skills or imparting little bits of information to them. And a small example might be, I really stressed saving with my children when they were younger. I still do, but they don't have their money in a bank, and they're not saving paper dollars. So there's a change, I really pushed real estate. I thought real estate was the way to go. Wrong. So I'm relearning. I'm trying to reteach them, and it's a journey. It's a journey for all of us, and we're all at different levels, whether we're quote-unquote on board or not. So that's my little rant for today. I certainly hope to be making more posts in the future, especially once my tripod comes. So thank you to all of you who post. Boy, I've been watching a lot of good stuff lately, and I really appreciate all. So take good care, everyone, and we'll see you later.